What's up, YouTube? It's 7 a.m. in the morning, Eastern time. On my way to pick up some inventory. Try to keep my inventory well stocked. That way I'm not running out of inventory. When I need stuff, I can just pull it off the shelf and get the work done. My drive is probably going to take me roughly about 30-40 minutes to get there. The guys I get inventory from, they're pretty cool people, you know. Can't complain, about the treatment I get over there. I mean, this is relatively good, especially considering there's another place I go to, and those people. I guess the business is business. I guess they got somebody who lists the electronics for them, and I guess they wholesale it to them. It's cool, but whatever. As for me, I try to minimize my purchases from them. Generally, the other place I get larger items that I know I'm exclusively going to sell locally, such as iMacs, Mac Pro towers, other type of all-in-ones, monitors if I have a special need, because sometimes I have clients and customers that really need like a specific monitor. Maybe it's an HD monitor, or maybe they want a new feel to it. It can't have any scratches or nicks or scuffs or anything like that. So generally I try to accommodate that. And the other warehouse has it, my other supplier has it. If that fails, then I generally buy something from maybe eBay, Amazon, if they don't need it too soon. If they need it, right then, right there, I guess I'd have to make sacrifice and go to Best Buy, or maybe occasionally Walmart. And actually, what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to just have them go pick it up themselves if they need it that urgent. Is most of the time they expect me to go pick it up, and I'm not really doing much of a markup. And on top of that, it's a waste of time. They're gonna get their own warranty if they go pick it up themselves. They got their own situation if they go pick it up themselves. They don't waste my time, doing it. And also, they get to pick what they want. Maybe they can look at the specs of features and get it all figured out. But anyways, the other thing I want to talk to you about is kind of a side note. Where we live at, we have a very strict HOA. So I can't necessarily get a work van and have that parked outside. And because I use my garage, just for storing computers that we're going to use and get ready for resale, and also I use it as a workspace. I can't park the van in there. Although my son has a car, and his car is parked in there, but it's a very small car, and we maneuver the shelves around it. He can actually get in there and not have much of a problem. But for me, I have to buy a decent car. I don't have to buy a decent car, but I prefer to buy a decent car because it's always going to be parked outside. So my wife and I, we both have SUVs. They may be considered luxury brands, but we use them exclusively for business. We don't really use them for much of anything else. But they have to be SUVs because the amount of stuff that I transport has to be fairly new, because we can't afford to have breakdowns and mishaps, and we can't have the cars in shops all the time. That just never works out. The other thing is, like I said, HOA is picky. So if I have a busted or a raggedy car that's sitting in the driveway, they may say something about it. They may give us a hard time. So if you notice, I tried not to show what brand I'm driving, just for now, even though it's in one of my earlier videos, but I try not to show the brand I'm driving, just because I don't want people to think I'm out here trying to be bougie. No, it's really, I need it for work. I need it for hold on one second. I need it for work. I need it for sorry about that. Let me start over. I need it for work. I need it for, and it seems like this is kind of an out of way thing too. It seems like maybe I don't need it, but really I do, because unfortunately, when people come to your house to pick up items you have for sale, they're a little bit judgy, and they come to your house and they're picking up a computer. You want to give them the appearance you don't need their money. Because people might think you're a scam. Like, we moved so many units from our house, both online and actually people coming by to pick them up. We don't want to give somebody the impression that, hey, we need your money, therefore we're going to scam you. And also, you're coming by my house, so it's not that big of a deal. And also, I guess we live in a gated community, so you can't just run up in there. And there's also armed security, so that's going to be a problem too. For those people who think, I could just drop by this guy's house, hey, that's not how it works. If you're not invited and I don't give you access, you're not going to get in. But again, that's a side note. But again, we need these cars for a very specific reason. I know I had one person tell me, I don't do my taxes with accountants, by the way. I had one accountant tell me, you can't write off these two vehicles because they're not ordinary and necessary. But for my business and what I do, it is ordinary, it is necessary, and they can argue with me back and forth, but that's just not how it goes. And especially now, because now I started a YouTube channel, and I will be using both cars for shooting videos. So I guess there's another use that's going into that now. Anyways, just like I said, just wanted to touch bases with you this morning. I'm going to pick up inventory. The key to my business is, if you want to make decent money, you got to be consistent. You got to show up almost every day. You can compress your hours. Make work 4 hours a day, and still make fairly decent money. I mean, and when fairly decent money, I mean over six figures. 4 hours a day from home. Not really a stressful situation, but again, you can do it. It's not a problem if you compress your hours. My stuff gets kind of spread out because not only am I doing electronics, we have two other businesses. So we have three businesses total. One is an investment company. I use proprietary software in that company, so I don't really talk about it that much. And it's my own proprietary software, so I'm not letting people use it. It's just for me. I get fairly decent returns consistently. I don't want anybody else touching that. The other one is sort of a management company, and it manages both my company, the marketing company, and which I use proprietary software in that, and it manages the investment company. And as far as the reselling of tech, we almost do it as a sole proprietorship because we're using apps like Cash App and Resale mostly. So we try to stay away from PayPal because there's a lot of scams. Which by the way, I'll tell you my favorite scam of all that people try to use, especially when they're using PayPal. They'll come to your location and they'll say they're having a problem with their PayPal. And while they're having a so-called problem, I guess because it's internet connectivity, they're not getting good reception, they'll ask to connect to your Wi-Fi. When they connect to your Wi-Fi, it's basically going to give PayPal your IP address that you sold something to them from, and now they're going to file a claim and say it wasn't them. I've had several people try to do that crap. It doesn't matter to me that they try to do it, but I explain to them, look, we don't take PayPal anyway. So why are you telling me, hey, can I connect so I can transfer money from my PayPal to you? And I tell them I don't want it. And then they ask, well, can I connect to your PayPal? Connect to your internet so I can transfer money to Cash App? No, just go out to the sidewalk or go to the ATM and pick up cash. If you got to connect to my internet to transfer me funds, it usually smells of a scam. I mean, dude, granted, there are some people who have slow internet in our area. It happens. But I tell them, if you go out to the sidewalk, you'll get better reception. I mean, maybe not at my house, but out to the sidewalk, yeah. Or just go pick up cash if it's that much of an issue. But mostly it's the people who insist on using PayPal. Oh, and by the way, my wife, she also does resale. She has her own items, her own stuff that she does resale with. I can't go into her stuff because, I mean, really, we try to keep our business stuff separate. Yeah, I help her out, and obviously she helps me out because there's no way I can do what I do and I do it by myself. However, there's one lady, we told her we don't accept PayPal, and she asked for the phone number so she can send the Cash App, and she sent the money PayPal, and then it stayed pending in PayPal, and she was upset because PayPal took her money, and now it's pending, and we won't give her the merchandise. No, that's not how it works. Like, just first of all, we told you don't use PayPal. Why would you send the money by a phone number through PayPal and then expect, and we told her that account wasn't going to be active because we barely use PayPal. Even for our eBay stuff, we use eBay managed payment system. So it's crazy. So for somebody who's going to go through all of that and try to scam us, so I mean, she ended up having to cancel the transaction, which we walked her through because obviously we have experience with PayPal. We just don't take it anymore. So we walked her through how to cancel it. Then the other thing is, she ended up having to go get cash because they were holding her money and she had to get it from another account, and that's not connected to her Cash App. You know, it's the usual bullshit. I mean, I hate to use curse words, especially I'm just starting my channel, but it's bullshit. Anyways, like I said, I mean, I got off on a tangent there, but that's the kind of stuff you deal with in resale. And I figured since I'm already talking about one thing and it was kind of leading to another, I just let you know everything. But again, if you want to resell electronics, the key to it is consistency. Even if it's 1 to 4 hours, you can do it. I mean, I was making, when I first started, I was making about $1,500 a month, like barely working every day. Mostly I worked just a couple hours on the weekend, and most of that was just meeting customers. Because I'd probably sell maybe 2 items a week. No, not 2 items a week. Let's see. I generally would sell roughly about 15 to 20 items a month. So that's what it worked out to. So I mean, so there's basically about 8 weekend days in a month. So I generally be selling about maybe 2 or 3 laptops per day on those days. I did used to sell stuff during the week. So if I only had like one sale on the weekend, it really wasn't that much. But again, I barely worked that much. I mean, and most of the money that I end up getting from the resale, I just put it in the bank. It wasn't. I needed the money. I wanted the money, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And by the way, the reason why I barely needed the money because I was good at money management. I didn't make a lot of money at my job. Really, it didn't take long for me to make more money selling laptops in my free time than the amount of money that I made at my job. I think probably I was making at the most like $32,000 a year. So you see, if all I had to do was just kind of double what I was making, and I'd be more than set. Like, so basically I could sell maybe 30 to 40 laptops a month, and I'll actually make more money from my side hustle than I would from my main business. I mean, from my job. Which, by the way, I'll tell you that story anyway. How I end up leaving, why I end up leaving, because I can't go into details about my job because what I did there, we ended up having to sign like a non-disclosure. I can't really reveal like a lot of details about my job, but anyway, which is weird because I only made like $32,000, but still. But I'll talk to you about it. I got to get off on this exit now, and I got to end this YouTube video because people don't let you merge in the traffic that easy here. All right, I'm out.